Good evening, everyone, and thank you to the Florissant Old Town Partners for bringing us together today for this very special dedication. I want to welcome everybody here tonight to St. Francis Street in Old Town. This is a street that is jam-packed with history, which is why it's the home of the Walkthrough History Plaque Dedication Program. The program was designed to recognize those individuals that have made valuable contributions to the wholesome fabric of our beautiful city of Florissant and North St. Louis County. Tonight, we are here for a plaque dedication for Don Zykan Jr., who lived in Florissant and made his mark deep within our community. Believe me, Don loved this city. But first, I'd like to recognize a few people that are with us tonight. First, our Police Chief, Tim Fagan, is right over here. Our Council Vice President, Paul Maganelli from Ward 2. Councilman Jeff Caputa from Ward 4. Councilwoman Jackie Pagano from Ward 7. Patty Sosa, President of Old Town Partners. Jamie Jenkins from our chamber. Mike Mahaffey with the Florissant Valley Fire Protection District. And most importantly, the Zykan family. They always show up in big numbers. Tonight, we honor a man whose name has been long woven in the story of Florissant, Don Zykan Jr. For decades, Don represented the very best for this community. He was a businessman, a civic leader, a volunteer, a mentor, most importantly, a proud Florissant resident who believed deeply in giving back. Whether through the family business, community organizations, hospital foundation, parks projects, or historic preservation efforts, Don's fingerprints can be found all across the city. But what made Don special was not simply the number of boards he served on or the projects he supported. It was the way he treated people. He believed in our community. He believed in showing up. And he believed when something needed to be done in Florissant, you rolled up your sleeves and you went to work. Don helped preserve the spirit of Old Town while also helping move Florissant forward. He understood that a strong city is built not only with businesses and buildings, but with relationships, generosity, and pride in your hometown. Don was extremely proud to call Florissant home. The Zykan name has been connected to Florissant for generations, and Don carried on that legacy with humility and heart. He lived by the idea that success means very little unless you use it for others. And there's one phrase that perfectly describes Don Zykan Jr. He was the definition of Florissant Strong. Florissant Strong means caring for your neighbors. It means investing in your community. It means preserving history while building a better future. It means answering the call whenever Florissant needed it. That was Don Zykan. Tonight's plaque is more than a marker. It's a reminder of life dedicated to service, generosity, leadership, and a love for this community. May future generations walk through Old Town, see the name, and understand that one person can mean so much to a city when they choose to give their time, their energy, and their heart to it. Thank you, Don Zykan Jr., for helping shape Florissant into the community that we know today and love. And thank you all for being here tonight to honor his legacy. Now we're going to hear from the president of Old Town Partners, Patty Sosa. Patty?
Thank you, Mayor. I am honored to be able to say a few words in memory of Don Zykan Jr. What an amazing man. So giving of his time and talents and his dedication to Old Town Florissant. He would always step up to volunteer and help out with so many Florissant Old Town Partner events. He was so fun to be around, such a jokester. When Don was involved, you knew things would be taken care of. You were so deserving of the sidewalk plaque in this city that you loved. He is and always will be greatly missed. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. Now we're going to hear something from Don's family, his daughter, Karen.
First, we would like to thank Mayor Lowry for allowing all of us to celebrate Dad by providing this plaque and installing it close to where our grandparents' plaques were placed as well. The three things our dad cherished more than anything in life was his family, his friends, and his community. And today he would be proud to see all three of those things come together. Dad's list of accomplishments in the greater North County area isn't a short one. In summary, working alongside his parents and siblings, running Zykan Brothers Solid Waste Disposal, owner and operator of the Valley Bistro Cafe in Old Town Florissant, chairman and president of the Greater North County Chamber of Commerce, member of the Rotary Club of Florissant and Florissant Valley Jaycees, member of the Florissant Parks Foundation, served as a founding member of the Florissant Ambassadors, helped to raise funds to support many initiatives in Florissant, including the Lodge in Sunset Park, served as chairman of the board at Christian Hospital, assisted with establishing the Siteman Cancer Center at Northwest Healthcare Campus, and numerous others. If Dad were here today, he would tell you that the greatest gift he received through these efforts was all the friendships he developed along the way. Giving back to the community he loved meant building lifelong friendships with people here today and others that are no longer with us. This is what he was most proud and thankful for. As his children, we are proud of his accomplishments and honored to share this event with everyone here. And he would want nothing more than for us to celebrate this evening by walking the streets of Old Town, supporting our local businesses, and having a beer with a few friends this evening. And at the end of the day, Dad would give us a 2-word advice: focus forward.
Thank you, Karen. Actually, Paul Maganelli from our Council Vice President would like to say a few words also. Paul?
Thank you, Mayor. On behalf of the Florissant City Council, we just want to welcome everybody here tonight. And Don obviously was just a great man, and I think we really need to thank the family for sharing him with us over all these years. I myself, I always looked up to him, which, he usually had to be a few steps up. But no, I always looked up to Don. He was just a great mentor of how somebody is supposed to live and work and play in a city. He'll be greatly missed. Like you said, his legacy should be there for everybody to emulate on how to be a proud member of this community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Now we're going to hear from Mark Bellman, one of Don's best friends. Mark?
Good evening, everyone. What can I say about a legacy? It's kind of hard to sum it up in a very short period of time. Don had a lot of friends, but he also had a lot of loves. He loved his wife of 40-plus years, Mickey. He loved his daughter, Karen. He loved his sons, Donny and Jason. And he loved every one of his grandchildren. He loved his brothers and sisters, Mike, Connie, Steve, and Marilyn. Don was very much a traditionalist, which he was brought up from his parents in that way. He also learned respect and how to work with people and treat people. Other loves that he had were his friends that he golfed with, that he fished with, that he went hunting at the farm with, and of course the Christian Hospital group, which he spent over 20 years with. Multiple organizations, as the mayor and Karen had voiced, Don was involved. But for somebody to be involved like that, it takes a little bit out of you. It takes time away from family, and that's one of the most important things that Don had. In 2010, I lost my wife, and Mickey passed away in 2016. Mickey was at my house helping take care of my wife during hospice. And Don and I grew to a bond that I cherish. Don and I would spend a lot of time traveling and road trips. We talked every day. Every day. We talked about family. We talked about our kids. A lot about our kids. I only have one. He had 3. Plus all the grandkids. We talked about them all. But after Mickey died, Don had a big hole in his heart. Many people here today can understand exactly what I'm speaking of, is when somebody passes close to you, whether it's a child or whether it's a spouse. Don had a hole in his heart. Things were not as fun as they used to be, and it was always a struggle, and we talked about that deeply. One day, Don called and said, "We got to do lunch." He wouldn't say why. Said, "Okay," so something's on his chest. He said, "You're the elder Bellman boy of the clan." He says, "So I got to ask you a question." He said, "I'd like to date your cousin Vivian, and I want your permission." I said, "I'm not Al Bellman. He's gone." You know? He goes, "That's why I'm coming to you." And that's the tradition, that stuck with Don. And of course he did. He went out with Vivian. I think they met at a bar. Maybe, I don't know which one. There's so many of them in town. Don liked to drink, no question about it. But he met Vivian, they went out, and they started to make a life together. And because of that, I seen the spark in Don that really made sense, made a lot of sense to me. So as a widower, it is tough until you find that spark. Fortunately, I was lucky, and I took his advice, and I found that spark again with me. I miss my friend. I miss him a lot. Thank you.
Everybody always knew that Don was a leader and Don was always in charge. And I have to tell this is that, about a month before Don passed, Mark and I started receiving emails from Don because he wanted us to speak at his celebration of life, and he told us exactly what he wanted to say. Yeah. So I did exactly what Don told me to do. So now we're going to dedicate the plaque. I'm going to read it, and then if the family can cover it. Don Zykan, 1 March 1952, 26 July 2024. Don Zykan's lifelong dedication to Florissant and North County left a lasting legacy. A founder, leader, and tireless volunteer. He served with the Jaycees, Rotary, Chamber, Christian Hospital, and more. His vision brought projects like the 9/11 flag display and Nature Lodge to life. He is remembered not only for his service, but as a loving husband to Mickey and beloved father to Karen, Donny, Jason. Donny truly embodied the spirit of Florissant Strong. You guys want to dedicate? And I want to present the replica of the plaque to you guys. Oh, great. Great. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys, anything else you want? Thank you all for coming tonight. That concludes the plaque dedication, but please join us down at the VFW post for a celebration. Thank you all for coming tonight.